Hey guys, LunarSpawn27 here, and usually I don't do anime episode reviews, but this is definitely something I have to talk about. So after last week's incredible disappointment of that Toriko episode that has pissed off many fans, including myself, King of Lightning, and every Toriko fan who has read the manga, episode 143 came out, and this was the episode that everybody was waiting for. Knocking Master Jiro has finally shown up at the cooking fest. He's gonna fight against Joa. He's gonna do the grand knocking. There would be no freaking way that Toei Animation would screw this up. Well, if you're an anime only watcher, then you would definitely like this, but if you've also read the manga, you obviously didn't like it. So this will contain spoilers to the manga, so spoiler alert if you haven't read the manga. So the episode begins with Toriko Komatsu and Star June heading back towards the Cooking Fest Stadium, which never really happened in the manga because it was Star June carrying Komatsu back to the stadium while Toriko was still injured during this fight with Star June, so he wasn't aware of what's going on in the Cooking Fest and I'm sorry, I'm still pissed at what happened in the previous episode. Now everything after that, up to when we see Gourmet World, that was all canon. The only change that was in that scene was the Nitro's head. In the manga, it was supposed to be blown off. Here, it wasn't. Knocking Master Jiro in the previous episode just flicked its head and knocked it back all the way across the stadium using his knocking. This actually wouldn't have been a problem, except in the manga, when the Nitro's head was blown off, it was implied that the Nitros can live for months without their heads. That scene was portrayed better in the manga because not only we get to see how incredibly strong Knocking Master Jiro is, but we also learned some new information about the Nitros. But aside from that, everything else was fine. Until we get to Ichiryu versus Midora. Now don't get me wrong, the fight was actually animated pretty well for a Toriko episode. When we see Ichiryu's gravity and his chopsticks. But once again, Toei Animation decided to leave out parts from the manga that were very, very important. Now the last time we saw Ichiryu, him, Milk the First, and Atashino were at Slow Rain Hills looking for Acacia's salad heir. The members of Zeroth Biotope were split into groups of either 2 or 3, each group finding a certain dish from Acacia's full course menu. Now while in Gourmet World, each group encountered a bunch of beasts and nitros along with 1 or 2 members of the Bishokukai. With Ichiryu's group, not only did they encounter Midora, but 2 more creatures shown up, the Rampage and the Tornadragon. Those creatures were supposed to be dealt with Atashino and Milk the First, while Ichiryu went to Rogue Island with Midora so that they could fight. Guess what? Everything I said that happened in the manga, that was the canon material that Toei Animation left out in the anime. Instead, when we get back to Gourmet World, we already see Ichiryu and Midora on Rogue Island, and Zeroth Biotope and the Bishokukai members all together in Slow Rain Hills, getting ready for Battle Royale. Toei Animation decided to leave out not only the reason why Zeroth Biotope are in Gourmet World in the first place, but also we didn't get to see the different parts of Gourmet World when each group of Zeroth Biotope were split off to different regions. Furthermore, they even left out the names of the rest of the dishes of Acacia's full course. You know, with another, news, pear, etc. Not even mentioned even once in the anime. Okay, this is probably something that the anime only watchers will like, but for those who have read the manga, they're gonna be very pissed off over this. I know I was, and I still am, because once again, Toei Animation left out very important canon material towards the plot. Alright, moving on. We finally get the moment we've all been waiting for, grand knocking. And honestly, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I mean, it was portrayed the way it is in the manga. When Knocking Master Jiro used the grand knocking, the entire earth turned black and white. And when you get back to the Cooking Fest Stadium, everything was all black and white, showcasing the effect of grand knocking. And yet, it wasn't as epic as when I read it. Probably because I was expecting it, or maybe the scene should have been portrayed better. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But now let's move on to Joa's identity, which is revealed to be Froze. And apparently in the anime, Froze still has the same voice when she was Joa, Which is weird because I thought Froze was going to have her old voice again now that it was revealed that she was Froze. But no, they kept Joa's voice actor for this one. Now, with Joa's identity being revealed, we actually got a flashback of Froze waiting for Acacia, Ichiro, Midori, and Jiro, bringing some food, and them sitting on a table enjoying a nice meal. It was a nice flashback. We even get another one with Acacia, Ichiro, Midori, Jiro, and Setsuno gathering in front of Froze's bed where she is dead. This begs the question if this is the sort of style that Midori's backstory is going to be portrayed in the anime, where in the manga it was an entire flashback arc. So next is Froze's god cooking skills, and this was the part of the grand knocking that I left out till now. In the manga, the grand knocking created multiple tornadoes and tsunamis which were heading towards the Cooking Fest Stadium. In the anime, well, there were no tornadoes. Nor tsunamis. None of those. Instead, we got chunks of the earth, big chunks, rising up from the earth's crust, which according to Joa was caused by abnormal tectonic movements. Okay, I'm no geography expert, but I don't know if the slowing down the Earth's rotation can cause chunks of the Earth's crust to rise above. Now, one might argue the reason why Toei decided to change this is because to show how strong Joa's god cooking is. But here's the thing, in the manga, with the Suragiri, Joa was able to slice a freaking tsunami as well as erasing the freaking tornadoes. Gone with a single slice. They were natural disasters. With that being shown from Joa's power, that just makes Joa incredibly strong. In the anime, instead of natural disasters, it was pieces of the Earth's crust, which, yeah, it does sound interesting. It does look pretty cool in the anime, but I don't know, since I've read Toriko, I think that scene was a lot better in the manga. As for the rest of the scene with Setsuno and Jiro teaming up against Froze, that went pretty well in the anime, as well as the reveal of the god cooking and Froze's gourmet cells. Now we head back to filler territory where Joa unleashes more of those attacks towards Jiro and Setsuno. They managed to dodge, but Setsuno seemed to be weakened from the previous attacks, not to mention dealing with Neo and the Scum Beast, and I would be pissed off at that, but since she was dealing with so much during the Cooking Fest, I can understand that. But I never recalled seeing Setsuno so weakened that she would be on her knees. So more of those attacks are coming towards Setsuno, but they're blocked by Jiro, who uses himself as a human shield to protect her, which seemed like a nice moment, but he's completely covered with bruises. I mean, when Setsuno tried to block one of those attacks in the previous episode, all she got was a couple of scratches. So Knocking Master Jiro only gets bruises? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Also, how strong was Joa's attack for Knocking Master Jiro to be weakened like this? But oh my god, does it get worse. Joa enters god cooking mode and unleashes one more of those attacks towards Jiro and Setsuno. They hug each other, preparing themselves for the worst, and then all of a sudden, Cannon Fork blocks the attack, and Toriko, Starjin, and Komatsu arrive. I'm gonna repeat that. Joa, in god cooking mode, unleashes another one of those attacks, which was really hard to block by Setsuno, who ended up with scratches. And Jiro took 3 of those attacks, even though Joa wasn't in god